Awesome. Well, thank you, Kevin, for joining me. And we're just going to really briefly talk about silent counseling and how that has enhanced your work with your clients and your own personal journey. So, how would you say adding silent counseling as a tool with your clients has made an impact?
Well, what I've noticed is I feel like my entire year last year was really on finding more and more about what we're holding in our body. And I just ran into so many people and the big, the big thing I ran into last year was you and silent counseling. And just like how are we gonna process all this stuff in the body? And so with clients that I have, I mean, I do a mix of coaching and healing. And sometimes it's important to get the truth out there to tell them what's true and all that. But then you can usually sense when there's a resistance, when there's like, I don't really know what you're saying, or I really am not feeling fully connected to where we're going in the future. And that's where silent counseling can come in and like, well, I can help you through letting go of why or like the why behind what you're feeling and process that and then let's move on and talk about it a little deeper.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing to me the number of years that I did healing without having this tool
Hmm.
because it's so important. Like literally those emotions. We were just talking about how we personally, when we have healing experiences, have that physical, visceral reaction just temporarily while we're releasing it from the body. So it's amazing to me how intense it can be held. And so what I hear you saying is using this tool as kind of a quick and easy way to release that in addition to the other healing work that you're doing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's one other big thing that has happened by me integrating sound counseling into my client work. And that is like the whole teaching, and this is specific, but sound counseling teaches you to ask like the before and after numbers. And I have found that doing that more and more with sound counseling in all the ways I work with people is really powerful. I feel like other modalities are missing that a little too much, and it keeps them involved, and also it helps them to understand and connect to what's really happening, so that I mean, you're asking them along the way, and they feel like they're involved, and it's coming from their intuition, and they're the ones that gave you the starting number and the ending number, and then I don't know, it makes it way more concrete what you're doing instead of sometimes it's like, well, I feel better, but I don't know, maybe that won't, what happened, you know?
I'm so glad you brought that up because I think that is huge because it gives them a empowerment in their healing.
Mhm.
They're telling you or me as the practitioner where they're at. So
Yes.
I kind of feel like I'm just the guide guiding them through their healing because they're telling me where they're at. So I'm really glad that you brought that up because I do love that part. And so for your personal journey, because we're business owners and any and every business owner, entrepreneur, healer, coach, it's a journey for
Mhm.
ourselves personally. So how has it impacted your personal healing journey?
There's been so many different parts of silent counseling that have been huge. One of the things that has really stood out to me on like as an example. So Jamie, my wife and I are in business together, and I've I've been we jokingly talk about myself as the resistor, right? Like, and I really am. I have been very much more resistant to this path than she has. But multi-level correction, which is just a small part of silent counseling, has been really huge for me in our business discussions because I can feel resistance come up, deal with it right away, and I can do like six of them in a row. And it's changed discussions. And anytime where I feel like I'm getting stuck, I can process so much with that little tool. And just like even just giving myself the supportive energy I need to go where we need to go in the discussion.
I love that. And I love you're also pointing out that silent counseling is full of small little tools within. So you
Yes.
can break it,
Yeah.
use pieces of it. It is a complete modality by itself, or it can totally, you can just pull those pieces out, help yourself, help your clients. So if there is a wellness practitioner or healer, even a coach watching this and they're considering, do I really need silent counseling? What's your advice to them?
Well, I guess two things come up that I want to say. One is like, I really believe that our bodies give us a lot of information. And I look at myself and I see information. Like I know I have things even now still that I need to process. And I love that silent counseling helps us to dig into what that might be. And it supports the nervous system in letting go of what is there. And I feel like that is such a deep thing that we need. And anytime we're helping people with their mindset, let's say, well, we still need to process the body connection to that. And then the other thing is, oh no, I just forgot it. Um,
So what advice would you give to practitioners or coaches, healers?
oh, I know what it was. So, sorry. So Nedra is a good teacher in that she's not going to let you get by. Like I am, I was a little. She makes sure that you integrate what you're doing in silent counseling with your other modalities, and she helps you do that. And she doesn't just leave you hanging. She's going to guide you through that process. And I really thank you, Nedra, for doing that for me. I know that I was um, well, anyway, I processed some things in that process, and you helped support me through that and really get me to the point of seeing the value of silent counseling, making sure I'm using it very effectively, and then and the other thing that I got out of that is the more we integrate other modalities into what we're doing, the more we mature. It's like if we just have like one modality it's easy to get caught into like, oh, this is the way you do it, right? Like, but the more we introduce other ones, and silent counseling is awesome for that because I just think it fits and it gives you tools, like we already said, that integrate really well with other things.
Yeah, it's perfect. And I really like if I get a client that is very much in their head and I can't use some of my other techniques, I can go
Hmm.
straight to silent counseling. Like it is such a relief because I'm never stuck in front of someone, I don't feel like I don't know what to do with them. And if someone, plus, if we've got someone who really doesn't want to get emotional and get into it and talk about it, okay, we can also address it and just keeps it simple. So, Kevin,
Yes.
thank you for sharing your wisdom. I do want to give you the opportunity. So, people are curious about you and Jamie and what you do. How
Hmm.
can they learn more about you?
It's probably easiest to find us on LinkedIn or our website, so belieftrue.com or LinkedIn. Just look up Kevin White or Jamie White or Believe True. We're all three are on there.
Perfect. Thank you
So
again.
catch us.
Kevin.
Thank you.
Um, I always enjoy talking to you. So, thank you.